Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and something I was thinking about that I saw actually Boston Lloyd mention in a video that was sent to me yesterday is this whole problem with the Rich Piana thing with the bigger by the day. And I understand Rich is running a business and he's marketing things, but now that I'm actually at a gym and talk to other guys and a lot of the younger guys who follow the YouTube stuff and follow these various trends, I see what's going on different social media groups. Yeah, we're starting to see a real problem come out of this from people who followed this. And it's young, impressionable guys. And it's not even the drug part of it. That's really not the issue because, truthfully, most of the younger guys are not going to have the resources to use the kind of drugs Rich uses. I mean, so that's not even a major issue. That's been possibly overhyped. It was something I discussed, but I realize in retrospect that isn't a problem simply because most guys are not going to subject themselves to that many injections on a weekly basis, have to inject that amount of volume of stuff in themselves, and they're sure as hell not going to be able to afford the price tag on a drug stack like that. And what I really noticed though is the fact of the sheer amount of food being consumed. And that's something I think people need to grasp in this whole game. I think most people, and I have had a tendency for this in the past myself, and I look back, eat way more food than they need to reach their actual goals. The only people who really need to be sitting around consuming junk food and trying to cram down as much food as they can in the modern world with access to so much food is the true hard gainer. And the true hard gainer is because they have no appetite. They can't eat. I mean, a true hard gainer will get stuffed on 2,500 calories of Fruity Pebbles and milk sometimes. So for them, consuming enough calories to even gain muscle and weight might actually require them to consume as much as they can. But for a lot of us, the majority of us out there, if we were to just eat as much as we could of things like cereal and whatever, we're going to get bloated and enormously fat. I mean, you guys have seen me in the past, even while trying to regulate what I eat, still end up getting to a much higher body weight and body fat than I want to be at. For the vast majority of us, we're going to have to focus on high satiety foods, even when we're physically active, lifting, and even doing cardio every day, just to stay decently lean. And take me for example. These days everyone asks, what are you eating? You seem to be getting leaner, getting bigger. I'm eating a lot less calories than I've ever consumed while as an active lifter. I really am. And I do cardio every single day. I'm only consuming 3,500 calories right now. And I remember I used to consume 5,000 regularly. And I'm still weighing like 225 at the moment. And that's while, again, lifting with what you guys see me do on camera, but I'm doing 30 minutes to an hour of list cardio every single day, 7 days a week. And I'm maintaining a body weight up at the 225 range on 3,500, really clean bro type calories every day. And I'm occasionally getting a little bit of junk food in there. Like we went to a wedding and I ate actually just the healthy stuff on the plate when we got there, and I had a half a slice of cake. So for me, occasionally something like that has been the extent of it, and I'm able to maintain a body weight of 225 even while doing cardio every day. So this whole idea that people need to consume these massive amount of calories just has been overinflated by people who are on enormous amounts of drugs. And yeah, Rich Piana might be consuming that much food, but it's probably because of all of the growth hormone he's on. He's on a pretty hefty dose of growth hormone while on 4 grams of gear is what he was doing with the bigger by the day. That will blunt your fat gaining effect in your body to a large extent. It's that high dose of anabolics combined with that high dose of growth hormone that's going to blunt that. For everyone else, if he was on just say straight testosterone and no growth hormone, not the enormous amount he's using, he would actually still find it possible. He would have been gaining fat on what he's eating. And so the guys who can't afford a more exotic drug stack like Rich, they try to just consume as much as they can, and they're not one of these little skinny 140-pound hard gainers. They're going to get fat. They're going to get bloated. And they're not going to gain muscle much faster than if they had just eaten a lot less calories on a much cleaner diet. And again, the clean diet, guys, is because water retention, energy levels, all of that are factors. And it's not just calories in, calories out. It's not even just your macros. Your macros actually matter from an energy perspective. And therefore, it does affect calories in, calories out, because if you're lethargic and tired, or your blood sugar gets low and all of these things, your appetite is not only going to be affected, but your energy level is going to be affected. You're going to end up burning fewer calories as a result of eating a shitty diet. And if you're burning fewer calories due to eating a shitty diet while eating the same number of calories, you're going to gain more fat. And that's the thing that people don't factor in with the if it fits your macros. Plus, many of these foods that are out there that people just consume can put a lot of extra water retention on you. And I know that I'm personally very prone to that. And so I've actually been holding less water myself just while eating a pretty clean diet. And I think it's noticeable for me personally. And that's not just an aesthetics thing, guys. If you're walking around holding additional water weight all the time, that affects things like your blood pressure and your cardiovascular health. So that's not just an ego thing. That's not I want to look aesthetic and pretty. That's an actual fitness and health concern. So that's not just about bodybuilding. That affects athletes and fitness enthusiasts as well. You can't walk around eating a diet that's going to make you bloated and lethargic and things all the time. So this whole idea of Rich just having people just cram down Fruity Pebbles in as much as they can and people following his lead, we're seeing a bunch of young men who are following this who are gaining large amounts of body fat with probably very little, if any, more muscle gain as a result of it, but they're gaining a lot more fat. They're walking around bloated, they're walking around lethargic. And it's overall, this is bad for fitness. It's bad for their health. This is the worst negative thing that's come out of this, is not the drug aspect of it, because again, these guys can't afford it anyways. It's the sitting around just cramming yourself full of Fruity Pebbles and enormous amounts of just garbage and refined and processed foods, instead of actually just these people consuming whole foods at a caloric intake rate that's going to cause them to very slowly and gradually gain weight. Maybe a pound or two every month. But for anyone who's gaining 5 pounds a month, I can assure you, even as a rank novice with noob gains, or even if you're doing a little bit of drugs, I can assure you that most of the weight that you're gaining is fat and water at that point. It's not actual muscle mass. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.